That is, she is my woman, therefore I accept responsibility for her and what she costs. And if she's not my woman, then I do not. Am I a bigot? Am I a sexist? I don't give a fuck. Those are just labels that are thrown out. I don't accept labels. I think they're funny. It's much like a small child begging and whining and crying and wanting something. I only have to give that child what I want. I don't have to give that child what it wants. The same goes for feminists. The same goes for bad women. I don't have to give them their entitlements. But because so many men have, because so many men have given in to the chivalrous idea that women need to be protected, that they don't hold them responsible, socially or economically. Statutorily, they're not held responsible. Right? They're given all the privilege in the world, women are, and they aren't expected to pay for it. Not the way men are expected to pay for it. They use guilt and shame on men, but where is the guilt that women have? Where is the shame that women have? Regardless of nationality or skin color, where is their shame? They have none. They have no shame because they aren't responsible. That is to say that unless they accept responsibility for themselves, they are not anywhere close to being the same as men. They only exist as our equals statutorily. And even then, they prove themselves incapable of dealing with the responsibility that comes with that. Because they want a safety net. They want security. As a man, I make my way in this world. I make my decisions, and I live with the consequences. There is no welfare for John. There is no welfare for the other men I know. And even when they're in the same situation as women, single parents, even when men are single parents, they don't get a fucking break. But women do. Women have a huge advantage over us, Mgtow guys. They have social entitlements, and they have statutory entitlements. What do we have, though? What do we have that trumps all of that? We have our individual and collective sovereignty. We are men, and we need to start acting like it. And I've said that in a lot of my videos, all of them in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up subject, and I'm going to talk about it, and then I'm going to encourage you. That is my job. I'm the fucking coach, I guess, as far as this channel's concerned. I encourage men to be men, and to look at the situation they're in, and figure out a way to get out of it, because you are indeed responsible for yourself. And if you choose to do nothing about your plight, then you're going to be overrun by the entitled hordes of idiots. There's a huge, huge generation of millennials and other young people that are growing up under this indoctrinated system. And a percentage of them have pulled their heads out of the sand and out of their proverbial asses and have looked around and said, oh fuck, look at what we're dealing with. But the vast majority have swallowed the entitlement pill, the feminist pill, and have accepted guilt and blame and responsibility for all that has gone wrong in the world, or all that the feminists have claimed have gone wrong. And if the feminists were right, if they had a good case, then giving them these statutory rights and giving them these entitlements socially would make our world a better place. So let's judge that tree by its fruits. Is marriage better? Are relationships better? Are children growing up better? No. You can claim we have better health. Well, that's because of science. Science deals with rigid facts. But entitlements do not. Entitlements are fabricated. They're fiction. They're synthetic. They're not reality. We need to see that as men, as Mgtow men, and recognize it, and make our choices that work for us, but also work with natural law. The problem with entitlements is that it's destroying our nation. It's destroying us as individuals. So, as usual, I'd like to ask for your comments. I would like you to click subscribe and click like. The more videos or the more likes I get, the more YouTube will say, that's a pretty good video. Let's get more people looking at it, and they'll put it up higher in the search chains. If you've clicked subscribe and click like, click share. Share it with other men you know to get them to start thinking about entitlements or any of the other videos I have or any of the other promoters have. A lot of men have no idea there's a movement out here called Mgtow. And there's also the men's rights activists, the MRAs. We're all basically on the same team. We're trying to stop these scowling, resting bitch-faced, silicon-injected whores who are out there trying to destroy men and destroy our culture. And they're too fucking ignorant to even understand what they're doing. They're just selfish little creatures, just like they were 150 years ago, that stood up and said, I want what he has. That's what they do. I want what he has. And so they take from us. And they use government to do it. And they use social pressure to do it. This entitlement mentality that you have to listen to them and you have to accept their claims. Fuck that, is what you should say. I get up every day, I look in the mirror and I go, John, you have the penis. Right? Reach down and grab a handful of my own nuts and say, I have nuts. It's a two-edged sword for me. I can make my way in this world like a man, and I'm responsible for myself. And when I succeed, it's because I did it. Not because the government gave me anything, not because society gave me anything at all. Society, in fact, on the other hand, is looking to crush and destroy me every chance it gets. And I don't accept that loss. I keep fighting. Every day I get up and I lift myself up and I go. That's what men do, and that's what I want every man to do. And stop accepting this entitlement mentality, this entitlement demand, not only socially but also statutorily. They keep putting more shit out there for us to swallow. A big fucking shit sandwich for men to swallow. Why? Because they want us destroyed. They think it elevates them. All it does is bring us down to their level. Is that what you want for yourself? Do you think that they're going to be done asking for you or from you? It doesn't stop. And they use social entitlement pressure to get you to socially vote for more statutory privileges for women. They want to split and divide our nation into groups so that we cannot stand against them. That's why they'll pit black men against white men, against Mexican men, against Asian men. These women pit us all against each other and get us to fight. And all we need to do is look at ourselves as men and realize that the entitlement system can be destroyed. It needs to be destroyed. You either exist by right or you don't exist at all. And we can't get women to do that. They were given the privilege to vote and given the privilege to own property and control their own lives. And look what they've done with it. Is the world a better place because of feminism? Fuck no, it isn't. Is the world a better place because of statutory entitlements? By golly, it is not. Is the world a better place because of social entitlements? No, because every time I turn around, someone's telling me I'm doing it wrong, or I shouldn't be allowed, or I have to stop that, or I better pay attention and be sensitive to others, while at the same time I'm being crapped on from 10 different ways. Every time I put my head out in the public, I'm getting hit with it, and I reject it, and I have to. And I look to other men to do the same thing, to encourage them to believe in themselves. That's what we have to do. If we do not, we're going to be destroyed. We're engaged in the battle of the sexes. It is a war. It is literally a cultural, legal, social war between men and women. And the stakes are the destruction of the human race and our culture, or the reinstitutionalization of masculine and masculinity. That's what we got. That's what's at stake. It's not just us as individuals. That's where it starts, though. It starts with you as an individual and me as an individual. So please, subscribe, click like, spread the word. Get men to start thinking about themselves. not as sub-creatures, submissive to women and feminism and feminist mentality and feminist entitlement. See yourselves as sovereign individuals, capable of anything you set your minds to, because that's what men are, and that's what men have always been. All right, this is John, host of Mgtow is Freedom. Have a great day. Have a great week. Be men. I have the penis. All right, and Semper Fi.